Hey guys, it's Chris, PDX Picker. Thanks for watching this video. Today we're going to be pulling some orders that I sold on eBay. So stick around for this video. You can learn some things to be on the lookout for when you're sourcing, and you can learn some things to not be on the lookout maybe for when you're sourcing. So let's get ready to pull some orders.
Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster? There's dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why. That kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay.
This is going to be a video over a couple of days because my orders are not doing well. I'm not getting a lot of sales lately. The past couple of days, I've only sold 4 things, and we're going into the weekend, so hopefully it'll pick up over the weekend. But so let's pull these 4 things, and we'll keep going from there. So first thing that's sold is something from my smalls bin here, and we're continuing to sell slowly but surely these mini billiard balls. The cue ball sold on that one. So that one is, I thought it was probably going to be one of the first ones to sell. The cue ball is apparently a common one to be lost, but that one sold for I wish it did, $10.90, free shipping on that one. And again, I'm in each of those for about 32 cents, so making about $5 per. I bought those at the Goodwill outlet, and there wasn't a full set, which is why I decided to part those out like that. But even if there was a full set, I don't know, I maybe would have got about 19 bucks for those as a full set. So I figured we'll try parting them out and see if that works, and so far so good. All right, this next thing that's sold, if I can find the cord, maybe it was just the battery. It is a battery. I thought it was a battery and a charger. Nope, it's just the battery. So it is an OEM Black & Decker 20 volt lithium 20 volt battery, and I picked this up as part of I picked up the drill and the battery at Goodwill for $6.99. I sold the drill for about 15 bucks, and then this battery for $18 free shipping. So all in all, I'll make about probably $20 off of those 2 things. So not great, but not too bad, and it doesn't take very long to sell, so that was another reason why I picked these up. On the flip side, this next sale took a long time to sell, I think probably because of the condition of the items, but it could also just be the pattern on there. So I picked up these Birkenstocks last year at the Goodwill outlet. Right in there. These Birkenstocks right here, and they have this flower pattern on them. The tops were actually in pretty good condition, pretty clean, pretty, you know, there's not a lot of horrific sweat stains on the on the footbeds themselves, which is always something to be on the lookout for when you're sourcing Birkenstocks. I mean, you can still read the Birkenstock piece. I couldn't get this off of the sole. I don't know if that had anything to do with why it took so long to sell, but anyway, I picked these up for probably around $2, and I sold them for $20 plus shipping, but it took like 10 months or so. And then last thing for the day, stick around though, because we'll be pulling more orders in a couple of seconds for you guys. But I am selling slowly some of my baseball gear. Baseball season is starting right now. I assumed these would be selling faster, but well, that's not good. It's not in there. Anyway, I sold a baseball glove for $11.50. Maybe it was $29 and I looked at the wrong number. All right, well, we're back finally to pick out the last order that sold. I had to go look all over the house because I think, come to find out, maybe my kids grabbed this or maybe even I did. I don't know. But anyway, last item sold, box 27 here. It is this baseball mitt. So, as I was saying before, it's baseball season. Thought this would sell sooner than that. It's not in the best of condition. It's a Wilson flex back. It's a Wilson 12.5-inch flex back baseball glove. So picked that up for like $2 and it sold for $11.50 plus shipping. So anyway, so stick around and we'll keep picking orders in a little bit. Hey everyone, it's Chris, the PDX Picker, back with... So I have a question for you all that I'm going to tell you how I approach the situation. And I'd love to get your feedback on if you think I'm crazy or not. So I'm going to go over some items that sold over 2 different days. A little bit slow on the sales front. Did sell some things on both eBay and Poshmark. All right, so we're back again. The previous footage was from last week, and now we're over the weekend. Not a lot of sales over the weekend. Only, I think, 9 things sold. So the total for all the items that sold over the weekend on eBay and Poshmark was only about $255. So the sales are going down for me. I feel like March is kind of hitting that dead spot where people just aren't buying as much. So, but before we get into pulling the rest of these orders, I wanted to tell you about the situation that happened to me and get your guys' opinion. Am I crazy? Would you handle it the same way? Let me know here in the comments. But I had an item listed. It was like a portable cassette player, not a Sony Walkman brand. It was actually something I haven't seen. It's a Studebaker brand, like the car, old car, but apparently now they've come out and they're making audio equipment. Have no idea if it's at all affiliated with the Studebaker car, but anyway, I found a portable cassette player that I think I picked up. I picked it up at the Goodwill outlet, so it was probably right around $1. I tested it. It works great. Doesn't look like it's really been used at all, and I listed it for $16. So not a huge amount of money. It's $15.95 plus shipping. So all in, somebody's going to be about $22 into this purchase. I got a question from a potential buyer, and their question was something to the effect of, hey, does this have speakers attached to it? And if so, what's the sound quality like? Well, in the description, I even used the word Walkman, even though it's not a Walkman. But, and I also used portable cassette player. I have plenty of pictures on there. I can kind of understand. I can understand that maybe they actually thought it was something with speakers, but it seemed a little odd. And then on top of that, to ask the question about what's the sound quality like, that was a first red flag that was raised for me. I responded and just said, there's no speakers, you have to use headphones. But it makes me nervous with buyers when they ask opinionated questions, or they ask a question that requires an opinion to answer it. What might sound good to me in terms of the speaker quality, to the next person might sound absolutely horrible, to the next person might sound fantastic. It's subjective, and it makes me nervous to answer questions like that to a buyer, because when they get that item and their opinion differs from what my opinion was, that to me opens up for a very easy return and a bad experience. Nonetheless, I thankfully was able to ignore that question because there are no speakers, so I didn't have to add my opinion to it as well. Or I didn't have to add my opinion to the answer of my question. So I sent off the response that said, it's portable, there's no speakers, and you need headphones. I then, about 20 minutes later, got a reply that said, okay, are there any scratches or dings on the item? This one isn't quite the same. I feel like this is more factual, but I put quite a few pictures up there. They're very good pictures. I have a very high resolution camera. You can zoom in and see any and everything that would exist for this item, any flaws, any condition issues whatsoever, if you just look at the photos. So with the previous red flag being raised for me with the opinionated answer, I got a bigger red flag on this one. So here's where I want to know, was I crazy in doing this? I was looking at this as this, if I do sell this item to this person and they get it and there's any sort of, they just seem extremely concerned about minor things for such a low dollar item. They're extremely concerned about the sound quality, and they're extremely concerned about whether or not there are any scratches or issues with the physical appearance of an item that costs a total of $22, including shipping. And I could see a negative feedback just looming out there. That was almost, there was just a really high chance that I could see a negative feedback coming back for this item. At the very least, if not a negative feedback, probably a request for a refund, partial refund, whatever. And I just said, you know what? My store is not worth risking any sort of a negative feedback, or it's not worth risking just blowing up the profit on this item for somebody, for such a particular buyer, for such a buyer that has such particular concerns. So here is my question for y'all. My response to that buyer, to that question, was the photos in the listing should speak for themselves. And then what I did after that was I blocked the buyer. In my reply, I just kind of said, I could have ignored the question and just blocked the buyer, but I kind of wanted to send a little bit of a informative message by saying, hey, the photos should speak for themselves, especially when there's somebody like me who takes the time to take extra photos and really try and highlight the condition in the listing. I know there's other sellers out there that maybe don't take as many photos, and so you might have a lot more questions about the condition. So tell me what you guys think. Is this something that you think I'm crazy for doing? You know, especially coupled with the fact that my March sales are just going down the tubes. They're cratering compared to my December, January, and February sales. More specifically, the distinct difference between February to March, which I think is much more comparable than December to now, is a drastic downturn. So tell me out there, would you guys do anything similar? Would you have just taken the risk and answered the question, and if they had bought the item, shipped it off to them and crossed your fingers? Would you have done anything similar to me and blocked that buyer? But anyway, it was an interesting scenario, and because I got a negative feedback relatively recently with an item, I am probably a little more cautious now than I was in the past about some things. So anyway, let's go ahead and pull these orders. We'll start with the items that sold on Poshmark. This first item sold for $27. I picked this up at a garage sale. Had some really good finds there. There was a video I had quite a few weeks back where I sold a couple of old vintage Donald Duck made in Japan celluloid figures. Anyway, this item, the same sales where I bought this, Fortnite duo mode action figure set, new in package, sold it for $27 plus shipping, all in, including a Wii that I haven't listed yet, and Wii Sports. I spent $40 on all those items. Just the Donald Duck celluloid figures alone, I made around $180 on, I think. So well in the profit on that buy, that's for sure. And then these next two items, two different sales, but they're in the same box here, box 10. So I have, well, it says box 10, but I don't really know if they are here. Anyway, they are some older shoes that I had listed for a while. I don't really think they are in this box. I think they are in this one. So this is an issue I have with cross-listing using Vendoo. I think it's a Vendoo related issue. I'm not positive, but when I cross-list items from eBay onto Poshmark, and to Mercari for that matter, I lose the SKU. I lose where the items are located. So anyway, that's just an issue that I have. So this first item that sold of the two, I picked it up over the summer, and I paid up on these, and I shouldn't have, and now I can't find what I did with them. Anyway, I bought these for $18. I don't know why. I thought that was a good price because it isn't. They are a pair of Doc Martens sandals. They reminded me of high school. I don't think these are, well, I know these aren't quite that old because these were made in China, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, I'll show you here what they look like in a second. These sandals were very popular when I was in high school in the mid-90s, and they look like this here. So goodish condition. I don't know why, but for some reason I thought these were, I think maybe when I comped them out, I did a poor job of looking, and I thought these would sell for like $70. They sold for $31. Free shipping, or not free shipping, plus shipping. So that was not a great buy. $18 into $31 for sure. The next item that sold, also not a good buy. Another one of my leftover purchases from the Goodwill outlet from last year. Getting rid of a lot of them, so, but I'm still making money. That's the nice thing about the outlet, is it's really hard to not make money from the Goodwill when you buy things at the Goodwill outlet. But these are some Sperry topsiders. Condition's really good. So I just don't think that these are as desirable as maybe they once were, especially on the resale value. So I only sold those for $8 plus shipping. But you know, I probably bought them for maybe $2.50, so $3 or $4 profit. Whoopee. But anyway, all right, back to the other items that sold on eBay. We'll pick these up real quick. We have, start with a semi-decent one. Speaking of Goodwill outlet buys from last year that actually did turn out well, I picked up these jeans last year. They are Scotch and Soda brand, and that is a pretty decent brand. So I bought these for, you know, probably $3, let's say, at the outlet last year. They look like this. You guys know what jeans look like, right? But anyway, this is the brand here, Scotch and Soda, and that's the patch on the back. So not all of course, not all of Scotch and Soda jeans are good. This was a the Ralston model, men's, sold for $30 plus shipping on that. So nice little flip here. And I sold sold a Five Nights at Freddy item for the first time in a while. This goes back to the Goodwill Marketplace buy that I had in late December. Maybe it was early January. But sold a whole bunch of items real quickly, and then after that, oh, there it is. After that, it kind of dried up for a while. But this is a small vinyl figure, Funko figure of Springtrap. I didn't really know anything about Five Nights at Freddy until I bought these. But so this is mini dark Springtrap from a particular kind of like a variant from the Funko Pops. Sold for $28, free shipping on that one. And all these Five Nights at Freddy's items I bought for right around $3 each. All right, next, piggybacking on the Ninja blender sale from last week, I sold the pitcher last week, and then over the weekend I sold the lid. So this lid is actually it's missing this part here, which is like the plastic cover that goes over it. And just even with that, I still sold that for $14.95 plus shipping. I bought everything for $1. The pitcher, the motor, the motor didn't end up working, but well into the profit on that one. So that was good. And now we're selling one of these things, and this one I'm also worried about, but I'm holding out hope. Last year at the church rummage sale that I went to, my favorite sale of the year, I picked up 5 of these dolls, and they are the realistic, like, silicone babies. I covered it up with this plastic bag for some just to keep it from getting dirty. But this is a Ashton Drake Galleries doll, and very interesting buyer on this one. This sold for, I bought these for $5. I bought 4 of them. I've sold 1, still have 2 left, but once they sell, this one sold for $69.30 plus shipping. So nice profit on that one. The buyer is interesting. They actually messaged me and asked me if I took money orders, and I said no, don't take money orders. And then the person messaged back and said, okay, well, is credit card your only payment option? I said, yes, that's how eBay works. You can only pay by credit card. So she said, okay, well, I'm gonna have to go to get a prepaid credit card from somewhere. Will that work? And I said, hey, as long as eBay accepts your payment, it should work. I honestly don't know what I'm not in the payment processing business. That's where eBay comes in. So I didn't tell her that, but I didn't know if it would work. And lo and behold, apparently it did work because the item was purchased Saturday afternoon. This is Monday. Monday, I get a message that says, where do I get the item? I just replied and assumed that they meant to say, when do I get the item? And I said, I'm going to ship it out today. And then they replied and said, when will it arrive? And I said, well, the shipping and tracking will be uploaded once the item is ready for shipment, and you can track it online through eBay. That is another situation that's makes me nervous. I think this person is brand new to eBay or has never bought anything on there, and I don't know. I almost feel like I don't know if they're too familiar with how shipping things work. I would have no idea what the time, how long it's going to take to get somewhere. I'm not a. I mean, I guess I could give an estimated date. Because eBay will give you that, but I've just found those to be so unreliable that I'm not willing to. I'll let eBay handle that when they send out the email to the buyer. But just a couple of interesting buyers, and that was another one of them. At least that one has a little bit better amount that they bought the item for in terms of higher price, but I'm nervous about that one, that's for sure. So, all right, this next item that sold is a pair of Carhartt pants in box 16. These I bought a couple weeks ago for $7.99 from my local thrift store, and they sold for $21.95 plus shipping. They are actually they're shorts. I lied. These are shorts. They're relaxed fit, rugged force shorts. So I actually picked these up then for, I guess, $6.99. That's the price for shorts at my local thrift store, and also for $21.95 plus shipping. Nice flip on that one. And the last one is one more item that I picked up last year from the Goodwill outlet. Again, selling cheap, getting rid of it. It is a Swiss Gear camera case. So I picked this up for right around $1. Did not sell quickly, but I did finally sell it for $11, free shipping. And it's called the Sherpa. It's a specific type of camera case called the Sherpa. So not a big seller, but in terms of money, but still about a $4 or $5 profit on there. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Please like this video if you do, and subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Would be much appreciated. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.